Hey guys, this is Esther. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys enjoy this little DIY tutorial I put together for you guys on how I make my mini loaded envelopes. It's really easy. Two things I want to say before we start the video or the DIY. One, I apologize because I say alright guys or okay guys or next, something like that, but I say it like a gajillion times. I don't even know why, and I don't even have the voice to do the voiceover again. And the second thing is I totally forgot that we also need paper pads, like what you're going to use to decorate your mini envelope with. So I do apologize for those two things. I will get better in the future. We're all sick here. Enjoy, guys. Alright guys, for this tutorial DIY, you will need the following. Now, remember our new motto here at Estherldm? Use our stash. Craft our little hearts away and use our stash. So I have been hoarding these. I don't know if they're considered the letter or envelopes, or they're just regular envelopes, and I've had these for such a long time, and I bought these at Dollar Tree, and they come in a box of maybe 100, I believe, and this is what I have left of them. I was using them to pay some bills and stuff like that. I was also using them for pocket letter swaps, as these fit a folded pocket letter perfectly inside. So you will need, for each mini envelope, you will need one envelope. You will need pen or pencil, whatever you're more comfortable with, because this one still has an awesome eraser. I'll be using a pencil. Thank you, Gina. Glue, of course, because what paper project is complete without glue? Scissors, and then of course all kinds of embellishments, rosettes, flowers, decor, anything your little heart desires to put on your loaded envelope, depending on whatever theme you want. So as you guys know, I am a thug crafter, and by thug I mean I don't follow the rules and I do whatever I want. So when it comes to measurements, they don't exist here on my channel. Well, actually they do exist, but I try not to follow them as much. And let's get this party on the road. Alright guys, so the first step is we want to seal our envelopes. Now you can go ahead and lick it or just add a little water, whatever your choice. Just be sure that your envelope is completely sealed and that none of the little flaps are going to come sticking up. Then we're going to fold the bottom flap up, and that's going to make your pocket. So if you want a big pocket, you're going to fold higher, or if you want a smaller pocket, you're going to want to fold smaller. Your choice, whether you want a big pocket or a small pocket, that's how much you fold. Alright guys, the next step is to cut a little sliver on the top of your envelope so that you can have an opening to stuff your envelope. So let's get cutting. Now if you want to get all technical, you can go ahead and use a ruler to measure how long or how big you want your envelope to be. Alright guys, now we can see what the envelope looks like, and it's time for the fun part, to choose the paper that's going to go on your envelope. I chose this Michael's 6x6 Valentine's paper pad, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a cut for the front, the pocket, and also for the back. Also, we will need two papers for the two inside flaps of the envelope. As you know, I don't go by the rules. I don't really use measurements and stuff like that. So this is how I get the measurements for my loaded envelope. I just simply place my envelope on top of the paper pad. Then I go ahead and trace the envelope, and then I just simply cut out the lines where I've traced. Sometimes it does happen and you will get a little extra of the paper pad on your envelope, and that's okay. No worries, because you can go ahead and trim those down later. So these little extra that I have here, no big deal. I will trim it when time comes. Alright, so now I'm going to cut the paper that I have chosen for the inside flaps. I will do the exact same thing. I will choose the paper that I want, and then I will trace my envelope, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut it. And for this inside flaps, I have chosen this very colorful traditional pink and red hearts paper so that it could kind of give a pop of color, since I did choose black and white for the front. Alright guys, now for this one, since you're going to need 2 flaps, what we're going to do is you're going to fold it in half, and you are going to get your center point, and that is where you're going to make a cut, and you're going to cut all the way across, and you're going to get 2 flaps from one piece of paper. Alright, these are the 2 pieces of paper that are going to go on the 2 inside flaps of the mini loaded envelope. Okay, now in order for these pieces of paper to fit inside the envelope, you're going to cut a tiny little sliver of paper. I don't know exactly how much, but I will show you how thin it is, because it's literally just a tiny sliver of paper, and that will allow for it to go in nice and easy, a little snug, but not too tight. Alright guys, now I would say this is the actual air quotes hardest part. We're going to glue those pieces of paper on. So you're going to add a lot of glue on, and then you're going to go ahead and stick that paper inside. Now being careful not to touch the part that you're actually going to glue down, otherwise it'll be a total mess. So be sure to lean your paper forward towards you so that it can slide in nice and easy, and then you can go ahead and glue it down. Now the same process applies for the other side. However, the only difference in this case would be because I have a printed paper, I'm going to put my paper in upside down. Yes, you heard correctly, upside down. That way when you cut the flaps and fold over, it will be the right side of the print. So let's go ahead and use our glue as always, making sure to be nice and generous with it to make sure that your paper adheres to your envelope very, very well. Okay, now we're going to glue the front panel of our loaded envelope. So we're going to go ahead and just be generous with our glue, line up the paper we cut, and glue it onto our envelope. For the pocket flap, I decided to use the paper that I was using for my Valentine's cards, as it has a lot of the darker colors that I like to use. So I went ahead and chose this black paper with white stripes, which to me reminds me of tires. Since I will be using a little truck, I thought it would be super appropriate. Now, how I measure it, the same way I measure the envelope. I open the flap, stick the paper in between the flap, and then I trace it and go ahead and cut it out. Now I've glued down my pocket flap, and what we're going to do next is we're going to actually close the pocket. So we're going to go ahead and glue both of the sides and then the bottom, but not the top. Be sure to not glue the top, otherwise you're going to close it shut and you won't be able to use it as a pocket. For the back, I chose this very colorful pink and red and gold paper, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. As you know, history repeats itself. I just simply lay my folder down, my envelope down, trace it, and give it a cut. So let's do this. Now I'm just going to go cray with my glue, and then I'm just going to glue my paper on top, and that will be my final panel of my loaded envelope, my mini loaded envelope. Alright, well, this is what the mini loaded envelope is looking like so far. You can see the sides. If you don't like the white seaming, you can always go ahead and add washi as decorative purposes. You have your pocket, and then you have your big pocket. If there's any cutting that you're going to want to do, you can go ahead and do it now. For the cut, you don't have to choose right in the middle. You can choose anywhere you want. It's your choice. I chose the middle, and I just eyeball it, whatever I think the middle is, and I cut down, being careful not to go past the paper that I've put on the inside. Now it's time to fold over the little flaps or the openings. For this, you're just going to have to play around with the paper until you are satisfied with the amount of flapping you'd like to have. Also, be sure to let your envelope dry fully, or as you'll see on the other side when I try to bend them down and play with it, to make it fold, it'll rip at the top. But really no problem, because I just glue it back down and let it completely dry. Now, to make the little folds, you can go ahead and use a pencil and do like a light fold, or you can go ahead and really twirl it on that pencil, and then you'll get like an even more curly effect. Really, it's your choice, and either way, they look really, really nice. Alright guys, so we're pretty much done. Here you can just go ahead and trim any excess that you might want to trim if you haven't already. And now you're going to go ahead and decorate your little heart out and stuff this little mini up. I hope that this was an easy tutorial, even though I totally always suck at explaining and I'm off frame most of the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you haven't yet, subscribe and join our tiny family. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!